Hey, hello. Welcome to a new Rockbot class. Today we're going to see how to manipulate elements that are inside an iframe. Alright, first we're going to run this command. It's going to open a web page, and what we need to do is get this text. How would we do that? Basically, right-click, inspect. We come here and we're going to track this element. With this element, let's see that if we copy the X path and try to extract this element, right, which is an X path, let's leave this as text. What we're basically going to get is an error. Alright, this means that the error is indicating that it's impossible to detect that element. 1. Because if we go back to the page, we'll see that this element, let's scroll up a bit. This element is inside an iframe. Here we can see it. Sorry, first here, this is the first one. But we also see that this iframe is inside another iframe. So, in order to access this element, we kind of have to go through layers. That is, first one iframe, which would be this one, and then we have to access this one. Alright, so what we're going to do is the following. We're going to use an object wait, right? The element is the one we just obtained. We're going to wait for it to be visible, 10 seconds, and we're going to store this variable in res. Alright, so if we run it, it's obviously going to return false, since as it won't find that element, it won't be able to work, so it won't find it and the result it gives us will be false. Okay, so for that we come here and we're going to do the following. We're going to change to iframe or switch to iframe, and we're going to look for the iframe, the first iframe that appears, which in this case would be this one. We're going to copy its X path. We can also do it with the ID that's here. We're going to copy its X path, and we're going to enter it, right? Once we've entered this should be done before entering the wait for object. Let's run it. Remember, it was set to false. If we run it again, we'll see that it remains false, since we've told it to find the element that's here. And remember, first there's an iframe that's all of this, and then there's another iframe where this is located. Therefore, you have to access two iframes in order to finally access this. Notice that the result is still false, and now we're going to do the following. We're going to go back into that iframe, into another iframe that follows it, so you can see what happens. We're going to clone the element, put it down here, and specify the other iframe. So, if we run it, now if we run the wait for object, it gives us true. Why? Because it found that element. And remember, we hadn't been able to detect or extract it for that very reason. Now that it will find it, it's going to, extract that text. Now, what happens if I want to extract this text up to here? For that, we're going to do the following. Since we've entered the iframe, we can also exit. So, here, we're going to switch precisely to the body content or change to body content. What this does is basically return to the page from scratch, meaning it exits all the iframes that have been entered. So, to be able to enter this iframe here and extract this text, we're going to enter only once. Remember, it was this element, right? We're going to put it right below here. It's not necessary to organize it, but it's so you can see it in a more orderly way, so to speak. And we're going to come here to this text. We're going to copy the X path. We're going to extract that text and we're going to call it text2, in this case, text2. And if you notice, if I extract it, I'm going to get exactly that iframe, that text that's inside that iframe. Alright, this is very useful because sometimes we're working with web pages where, we see the element, but it actually can't be found because it's inside an iframe. An iframe, just so you get the idea, is like a page within another page. So you have to go through the layers, right? If there are two layers, like in this case, and we need to access an element that's in the second layer, we have to go through each layer one by one until we find that element. And well, to exit, we use the option to switch to body content, and with that, we exit all the iframes we've entered. I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you in the next class.